Howdy and welcome back. This lesson is going to cover function overloading. We're going to begin with a brief introduction to the subject, and then we'll talk about some motivation for it. We will then move into how we can define overloaded functions in the C++ programming language, and then we'll talk about how overloaded function calls are resolved by the compiler. We will then provide some overloading guidance to close out today's lesson. So, introduction and motivation. An overloaded function is going to be a group of functions, really a family of functions that have the same name, but differ in their parameter list and appear in the same scope. We'll consider these to be overloaded. We'll see here when we get into interesting hierarchies with respect to classes that scope really is important to consider when we're talking about overloaded functions. But for now, let's consider them at face value. Function overloading is also called ad hoc polymorphism. Polymorphism comes from the Greek word poly, meaning many, much, and morphia, meaning form or shape. A polymorphic function provides different implementations depending on the type of arguments to which it is applied. Ad hoc refers to the notion that overloaded functions have been defined explicitly for distinct parameter configurations. So why might we like to have overloaded functions in our programs? Here's some motivation. By using overloaded functions, we eliminate the need to define different names for functions that perform the same general action, but in a different way dependent on the parameter types. Instead of providing different names, we simply use the same name and let the compiler figure out which function is to be called based on the arguments provided in a call to the function. For instance, there's only one name for addition, yet it can be used to add values of the arithmetic types. When a name is semantically significant, the convenience of overloading becomes practically essential. We'll now move into a brief discussion on how to define overloaded functions in the C++ programming language.